Alright, here's the deal. This thing's been crazy. This is a 2002 Arctic Cat. It's one of my dad's uncles. He's had it for years. It's sat up and can't get that bowl to stop leaking. Tried new valve seats and everything else. And it'll still leak. I got the gas turned off right now, but it'll basically just pour out of there whether it's running or sitting. So found a couple little fixes and we're gonna knock it out. Done it once already to one and it worked like a champ, so we're gonna see if we can get it done on this one. We're gonna take it apart first. If you're gonna take one apart, pull these little side assemblies off. It's got a Torx head. It's a T30. I've already removed these. Once you remove the side plates, pull your breather cover off. When you get to your gas can, it's the same little Torx settings as T30s. Just back them out. That's all there is to that. Okay, I've already got this disconnected. That's the fuel line. The fuel is shut off. It's probably gonna leak, maybe not. It's already shut off. To get this gas tank out, all you take is those two bolts out and just kind of grab it and pull it back towards you. It's got some little pockets right here. They just kind of lock into place. There's no other bolts that hold it. You can see it wedges right between the steering column there, that shaft. And once you got that fuel line, that's the only thing that's holding it. Get it out of the way. Okay, I've already removed this little cap here. There's a little screw. It's a black cap. You unscrew it there and it just kind of hinges out. A little hook that hooks in that pocket. But that's out of the way now. And you'll need a 10mm wrench. Break the top of that. Loosen it just enough where you can pull it out of that slot. Wouldn't really mess with this one right here. That's kind of your throttle adjustment. That'll stay the same. This is really what you need to loosen and tighten. Once you got that off, reach up in here, push this up, roll that cable up to the top in that notch, and just kind of shimmy that out. That's out of your way. Go to this side. Kind of got to loosen this little cap right here. You can see, just kind of snug and pull it that way. And this little plastic thing, you can probably get a crescent wrench. I've kind of broken it loose, but getting it to turn. Just kind of hand doing it. It's not on there real tight. You can see what's turning if you can get a open end wrench or a crescent wrench right there. But you're kind of short on long strokes in there. Okay. A little tedious, but it's coming. And I just pull straight out, just like that. Get them off to the side. Now, you got this little, what they call it, some kind of collar deal that holds your carburetor to the, going into the motor. You just loosen this outside one, and then the hose clamp on the back right there. It's both screwed. I loosen this one and that one. And I'll show you how to shimmy that thing out without going crazy with taking everything else apart. Let me grab a Phillips and a flathead. Be right back. Alright, back with the Phillips and the flathead. Just bust that thing loose. Get you some good slack in it. Probably have to hold it so it won't roll on you. Alright, that's all you need is good and loose. Go up in here with a flathead and loosen this hose clamp. Alright, that one's good and loose. And the other thing is this hose right here goes into the top. Reach up and pull that off. Just move that out of the way. Now you're ready to go. That's easy to take. Just kind of pull back and turn this way, and they'll both pop out of that hose. So I kind of go back and rock it, get it out to the side, and twist. Okay, You just kind of watch this hose right here that goes to your gas line. Pull this out, come straight back to you. Bam! Take the bottom of this bowl, unscrew all them. There's 4 of these. If this is the first time you're ever breaking it loose, they may be pretty tight. If you're buying a carburetor kit, which I would recommend anyway, these screws will come with it. One more. I've taken this part once. I bought another carburetor kit, but I kind of cleaned it out and messed up a jet screw. So there we go. My rod fell out. It's alright. Not too bad. Put that in there. See, that's a brand new valve seat, but it still leaks fuel from right there. We're going to clean this out real good. Okay, now what I got? Some Tarnex. Shake it up real good. Got me a drill with a Q-tip stuck in the end of that. I would recommend the Q-tips with the plastic shafts, the little paper shafts. They kind of flex on you. You don't get enough tension pushing down. What we're going to do is put Tarnex on the end of this thing. Kind of brass polish. I got a good little daub on it. We're going to stick it down in that valve seat. Kind of push, give it some pressure. Just kind of held at high speed, gave it a little pressure. It's kind of cleaned out down there. You might want to do it a couple of times. Just hold it in there. When you pull an old valve seat out of there that's corroded in there, that valve seat comes out, that little rubber tip on the end of that valve seat gets dry and most likely will break off and get all in that seat. So when you stick another one there, you still got gaps. And we're additionally going to do something else after this as well, just for surety. Alright. Polished it okay. I'm going to clean that out with some carb cleaner. Next, I had a ball bearing. I don't know what size it was. I can't remember. They didn't have a 1/8. That's kind of what I wanted. Watched another video, and that was the size it recommended. These were a little bigger. I stuck it in there and stamped it. Kind of helped on the leakage for, I mean, just a little bit. It helped a little, but I've got the actual 1/8 ball bearings. We're going to pull one of them out and drop it down in there. See how deep it sits in that hole. If it sits just right, we're going to take this punch on top of that bearing, and we're going to punch it down once or twice, not too crazy hard, just kind of stamp it and get some of those impurities or little cracks out of it, and see what we got from there. Alright. Now with the carb cleaner, if you didn't take this line off, you can spray the cleaner down here. Basically it's going to run in here and push all that polish back out this way. You can spray in that way, but just kind of get most of what we got out of there so far. You see it. It's coming out of there. That's pretty clean. Looks pretty shiny. Got done with that. So we're going to try one of these 1/8 inch bearings. Get it out of there. This whole pack was like a pack of 25, I think, for $5 or $6. But hey, you can't replace these valve seat things. They don't unscrew. This is not a replaceable part. So if it's leaking and that polish doesn't work, this is your last dire chance. Okay, that one set in there pretty good. That BB lay right down in that little pocket. I'm going to put this down in there and punch it about twice. Not too crazy hard. Just going to kind of get a stamp on it. Let's see. Came out. Looks pretty good. Punch it one more time. Just because I'm feeling good about it. And that came out. Okay, I already got my carburetor kit. I'm going to go ahead and replace all these jets. Okay. What it did the polish thing, like we showed, up in that valve seat, get that good and clean. And then took that 1/8 ball bearing, dropped it down that valve seat, punched it a couple of times, and give it a good little tap. It may kind of halfway kind of get stuck, but it ain't gonna embed in there. You can turn it over. Like I said, I turned the carb over and kind of bang a little bit. It dropped it loose, but it looks like it cleaned up that seat a lot. Now we're gonna put it back on and see if this thing runs without leaking right there. Okay, stick it back on. I want this piece to this side. You just kind of make sure all that's out of the way. Make sure that tube goes over there. Just kind of go in about a 45-degree angle. Get this piece on that back first. Kind of get it inset in there. Once you get on the edge of the lip, just kind of grab, pull this way, and shimmy. Just kind of rock that until that thing bumps up all the way against there. Now we're good. Just push the back one on. We can tighten this booger up now. If you're taking that off for the first time, that rubber might be suited to that carb pretty good. So get this snug. Snug this up, and you want it tight. Really don't want no air seepage through there. Before you get it tight, just make sure you're kind of vertical on your carburetor. Up and down, you don't want it kind of kicked in an angle. That's on. Take this piece, it slides right in that tube. And just kind of hand rotate. You can get this pretty much hand tight. It's easier to tighten than it is taking it apart. Just turn it till it stops. It'll seat up against the carb. Slide that plastic on. Come back down here. Push that throttle up. Get that thing set in there. Bam. Now you should be able to just slide that right back on. Ideally. I don't want to mess with that too much. Come on, we got problems. There we go. this bag up. Kind of want that throttle, kind of hold that and get it tight. I'm pointing down. You don't have to put that plastic cap back on yet. Slip the gas tank back forward. Push it forward till it clicks. Boom! I'm not going to put those in there just in case I got to take this thing back off. We're going to seat that bowl in. Turn the fuel on. Kind of prime it. Or it ain't leaking. It's usually pouring out there by now. That worked. I'm going to move it out of the way. Put this back on before we fire it up. You might have to adjust that pilot screw on the carb. But you want your cover box on when you do that. See what we got. Hope it'll start. Let's check it. Do some adjusting on it. But it's not leaking. Good deal. Looks like it did it. We'll let it run. I'm going to turn it off and let it sit. And then run it some more. I think we did it.